Freestyle Fridays, yay! Interviews with inspirational humans. This week we got Aileen Cruz, HR director, lover of French fries, and yoga instructor. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Freestyle Friday. This is our first interview. And Miss Aileen, would you like to introduce yourself, a little bit about you and what you do?
My name is Aileen Cruz, and I work full-time as an HR director for a law firm based here in Long Beach. I'm based out of Long Beach, live here in Long Beach, and
you're also a yoga instructor.
I'm a certified yoga instructor, yes.
I just started thinking about, like, through the pandemic and through everything that's gone on this last year, what I value the most are the people in my life. So I started thinking about the wealth of what I have is the people that I know. So I just wanted everybody else to know the people that I know. So use this word in a sentence.
This is so exciting, and I've got so much anxiety right now.
I'm so sorry. Don't have any anxiety. It's just in the camera, and then it'll be shown to the world. So no pressure.
Okay. All right.
So the word gratitude, use that in a sentence.
Oh, gratitude. I do not have enough words to express the immense gratitude that I have for all of that is my life today.
Ah, I love it. And do you feel like gratitude has been the key for opening up doors and putting you in the position that you're in today?
Absolutely. I would say, I definitely have had a rough path to get to where I'm at today, both from a personal standpoint and in terms of my career. And I think if I had not had gratitude for all of those little moments, positive and negative, challenging and super easy, but mostly for the challenging moments, if I didn't have gratitude, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. Not even close.
I love that. And I know that when I've been around you, like, you came into my life when I came into California, and I was literally dying. I was in a position where I had blood clots. I'm in a hospital bed, and you were the only person other than my fiance that, like, was a lifeline to me, really, like, that time. And it meant so much to me, like, that you would take time out of your day just to listen to me. And I didn't feel alone. And so I'm also taking the chance doing this show to let the people in my life know, like, what y'all mean to me in case something happens, like, what do they say to give your, no, I can't think of it since I'm on the spot. Give your something while you're here. Give you your flowers while you're here, because we give everybody flowers, like, when they die at their wakes and it's like, why don't we do that while they're alive? So you mean a lot to me. Also, you, like, downplayed your job, and then we went to go eat lunch with you, and you're in, like, this baller ass giant office, floor to ceiling windows, corner office with a view of all of downtown, and you're always, like, impeccably dressed with your heels. Like, how do you feel every day when you walk into that office?
Grateful. Absolutely grateful. Honored and grateful. I mean, I know I've worked hard. I know that it took a long time for me to get to a place where I know I deserve it.
Yes.
But, at the same time, I feel humbled by it too. When I think about where I started and where I was just even 5 years ago or 3 years ago, I could not have imagined, walking into that office every day. I know I have the best office view in all, maybe Southern California. And I let my superiors know all the time how grateful I am. And it was, I guess they say like luck isn't, what's the quote for it? Like luck isn't an accident, or it doesn't happen by accident. I think luck comes onto us and it becomes true life for us when we're prepared to receive it. And, I guess that's the right place at the right time.
If I had your office, I would just walk around with a shirt on that said "I'm the shit." I walked in, it was like, oh. It was super inspiring because in that moment I was like, I got to figure out how to make this happen. And it wasn't in like a jealousy type way. It wasn't a like, why does she have this type of way? Which I think when we're younger, like that's kind of our thinking. And I think that's the beauty in being old now is like,
yeah.
I wanted it to figure out like a new goal to get there, but I was happy for you at the same time. And because I genuinely love you. So getting into your job, because part of this journey also is I was torn, like, do I stay in education? Do I go into music? I didn't see how the two fit together. And then everybody's telling me like that I don't believe in my dreams if I'm not quitting my day job and jumping all in. And so I did that, and then I ended up coming back to my day job because I missed it. Like, I love what I do during the day, and I know that you do too. So that's part of the reason that I wanted also to interview you, is for the people out there that like may feel like the world's telling them that they need to go be an entrepreneur on their own when they may actually love what they're doing in their day job. Like my principal is awesome. I love working for him. And I know that you've shared you love what you do. So what are some things in your daily life, like, or your daily job, that keep you coming back to it?
Gosh. Let me preface it with this. I had no idea my job, human resources, even existed. I had no idea it even existed when I was going to school, when I was in college, when I was picking out classes and courses and a degree that I was going to pursue. I had no idea it existed. Even as an individual in the workforce, I was working part-time jobs. I had no idea that HR existed, that there was HR directors or HR directors or whatever. It was non-existent to me. And, I think everything happens for a reason. I had a set goal in mind, and I knew I wasn't happy learning about the things that I thought were going to be my trajectory. And so, as part of my daily work life, the fact that it's something different every single day. I can walk into the office or even work remotely from home, and there's something different happening all the time. And that's because I get to work and interact with people directly. And that's the other part of it, is my being able to interact and work with all of the different employees and the partners, the attorneys, everybody under our roof, and our vendors, I get to interact with at some point or another. And so then I get to see on a day-to-day basis how I get to make a difference or make an impact in that person's life for that day, or even in that person's workflow or their process for that day. I get to make a difference in that. So that was a huge thing that I wanted. I don't think I knew how to define that until I already had it, and was like, oh, this is what I strive for. So that for sure is one of them, and the relationships that I have with the people I work with.
Yeah. I love it, Beautiful. Yeah, that sounds amazing to me. Getting to be with people and help them out. So essentially, you're being of service all day, and then you get to see the reward of that happening. I know there's some careers where you pour it in and you're like, well, I hope that somewhere down the line, 20 years from now, this works out. So
That's okay. No, it just didn't happen overnight.
no, I rarely think success does. I think that on social media, people portray like snapshots of the best parts of their lives,
Mm-hmm.
and other people are sitting back like, I want this, and they have no clue like all the steps it took to get to where you're at. So just throwing that in there.
Lots of sweat and tears. That's for long nights,
Yes.
late hours, lots of woosahing, and
So what is something you do in your daily like morning routine to prepare yourself before you go in?
Well, definitely. I think that part of my morning routine starts with when I leave work. And this is a practice that I've had to learn is I get to leave work where it is. And I get emails all throughout the day, but I also know that there's a separation between my work and the rest of my life. And I get to make that choice. So when I'm going in the next morning and preparing for my new day, it really genuinely is a new day because whatever was yesterday is left in yesterday. And then I get to be open for whatever happens,
I love that.
And so preparing too is like my getting ready and picking out like the clothes and just the full getting ready routine is important to me because then I know I'm showing up with my best foot forward. I know I'm showing up as a professional. I know I've put in my time to get ready and that, I'm not, I know I'm fully prepared to meet whatever comes that day. So that's part of my routine for the most part. And, I roll down the windows when I drive into work and I have a really short commute. Thank goodness. But in that short commute, I roll down the windows and the music is turned up and I let the breeze flow through my hair, literally. And that's kind of like my way of prepping for a new day.
I love it. And it's Southern California, so there is that breeze. It's nice weather most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, fun little question.
Okay.
And thank you for touching on work-life balance because I don't think a lot of people have figured out how to do that. I think we're in a society that takes work home with us.
Mm-hmm.
Working to live, we live to work. And I think it's different in other countries that have more balance. So I'm kind of seeking to find that from everybody. So I'm just stealing y'all's knowledge and sharing it.
Yeah.
What is, since you're in HR, what is like the craziest applicant situation you've had?
I've had
you can share.
Gosh, there's so many, and I don't know if I would call them crazy, but it's certainly not something I would do if I were going in, right? I've had people come in and not even know what they were applying for or interviewing for.
For a law firm?
For a law firm, and it in my role in HR, I have seen this in every industry that I've worked in. So I've worked in manufacturing, I've worked in distribution, I have also worked in the legal industry now, and it's the same across the board. Faux pas occur in every industry, and it never fails. So I would say people lying completely on their resumes, like that they have specific degrees that don't exist. That's a big one, and we do our homework and we do our background checks, and we do our best to be thorough. And you know, the truth always comes out. Gosh, I'm trying to
It's
think.
so crazy to me that people would lie about degrees. Like that's like the first thing you check is somebody's credentials.
Right. Yeah. This was actually not for a law firm, but there was a specific person who did really well through his interviews, and he was applying for a senior marketing manager position and claimed to have an MBA in marketing and did not.
Oh my God, like,
So,
just be honest.
yeah, I think that honesty goes a long way. I've had individuals who have come in with really difficult stories or backgrounds to share. And that was more impactful to me being on the interviewer side of the table than somebody sort of fluffing what they know or what their experience is or what has gotten them to where they are, you know, into that interview. And so yeah, honesty goes a long way, and lying definitely stopped very fast for us. So.
Well, that brings me to my next question. During all of this going on, there's been a lot of people that have lost their jobs. There's people that are considering changing careers. There's people always coming out of college. What, as an HR manager, would you recommend for the people that are being honest to set themselves apart in just, I guess, just the initial like resume? Do you suggest a cover letter? Like, what do you look for in HR that would make you want to reach out to somebody?
Yeah. I have not really ever been so big on cover letters, and different like that as an HR director. I know that that's not the case at other companies or other firms. But from the most basic things, like proofreading your resume, making sure that all of the dates are correct and the formatting is there. That is my absolute first impression. And it takes me probably 2.5 seconds to go through resumes. And that's the first thing that I'm looking at. And when I come across typos or formatting issues, that's an instant disqualification. I skim right over it, and it stands out like a sore thumb to me as an HR director when I'm going through resumes. You know, that's first and foremost what I look at. And then as far as the content goes, I think it's important to really highlight what you are doing or what you are responsible for in each of your previous jobs. It's easy to just list them off. And it's also easy to just copy and paste from one job to the next. And I look at that in detail. I look to see if you've really taken something away and you've really been involved in your previous jobs, even if that was a part-time side job that you were doing that you didn't think made an impact. I want to see that it made an impact in your life and that you pulled something from it. And so individuals who take the time to really, you know, even list off or bullet point what they've done or what they were responsible for that's unique to that position and that company goes a long way.
Love that. So like skills based versus just listing off like, this is where I worked.
Right. And not just the skills too, because it's easy to go through a dictionary and look at all the skills. So I look to see how you applied those specific skills to the specific industry or company you were working in. And I can really look at it and tell the difference between somebody who's copy and pasted those skills from one job to the next and are just putting it there because that's what we like to see, versus somebody who really has gotten to know, say, what the problems were at their workplace and how they were involved in the solution, what things they accomplished that were impactful to that company or to their position. That tells, that without listing the skills, tells me what skills you have and what kind of experience you have.
Yes, ma'am. One more question about applicants.
Sure.
Letters of recommendation. Do you like them to come in with the resume, or do you want them after you've already hired somebody?
I think that it is certainly impressive when somebody comes in prepared with all of that information. So if they've taken the time to get letters of recommendation, have their resume printed, have their references in place before we even ask, is impressive. Not everybody takes the time to do that. And I'll also point out, because I don't want to forget this, and this is one of those things where my little secret is that your interview begins from the moment you answer the phone or don't answer. So if I'm calling to schedule that interview, there's very specific things that I'm already saying to you, and I'm looking to see if you can follow those simple directions, like bring 2 copies of your resume. During this pandemic, we've had to schedule some interviews where we have to specify where to meet us in the lobby because of heightened security. And I'll specify, please call me at this phone number upon your arrival. And, you know, it's 50-50. Some completely forget that they've been asked to do that. Or some will come in and not have any copies of their resumes, or not call when they're supposed to, or, you know, there's all different kinds of things, but that interview starts from the moment we connect on the phone.
Okay. See, you've written a book and you didn't even know it.
Oh, you're just taking notes for me.
Yes. Oh, good point. See? Spoken like a true director. I am not your assistant. All right. So a lot of the guests that I'm going to have on here are rappers or singers or spoken word poets. It's just the nature of who's around me. Yeah. Would you be willing to either sing a sentence with the word gratitude in it, or do you want to give me a topic and I'll create a song to post in the future?
Oh, I don't know if I can sing a song for you that I would want to go public.
Fair enough. So what's a topic you want to hear a song about?
Being confident in yourself.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, because that's a big one. That's something I've worked hard for, and I think has made a difference in my career path. Also, it's what I look for. How confident you are in what you do. So, yeah.
Boom. Spoken like a true boss. Last question. Who inspires you?
Oh, a lot inspire me. My goodness. I would say I have 3 people that come to mind that inspire me. The first would be my dad. Hard worker, and has sacrificed a lot, including what he loves to do in order to be able to give us a life that we know today. And that inspires me. So the fact that he has worked so hard inspires me to work hard so that I can help him and my mom to be able to experience the rewards of their working hard.
That's beautiful.
So that's a big one. My boss, I have a few bosses, but one in particular, Patrick Gibbs, I work with very regularly and very closely in managing our law firm. And he inspires me because you can see that he is good, like a good person and good-hearted and kind and respectful in and outside of the office. And so I'm inspired by the fact that he puts the fact that we are human first before our work as managers, his work as a partner, a senior equity partner with our law firm. It comes first. Being respectful and doing the right thing comes first. And that inspires me to continue to do the same for myself and how I manage and how I run my firm or anything else I do.
People first.
People first. Yeah, people first. And lastly, I would say that the person who inspires me is Dave Bishop, who was my mentor when I was part of a nonprofit organization. I was the recipient of an amazing scholarship program, and he was of that nonprofit. And for him, for me, the inspiration comes from his desire to be of service at all levels of everything that he does. And he very specifically wanted to help young women. At the time, it was a co-ed program, so he wanted to help young people who came from difficult backgrounds, difficult being either experience of physical, emotional, sexual abuse, drug abuse, and came from some level of poverty. And he put out his hands, even though he didn't necessarily have the full means to help. He still gave completely of whatever he had in order to help other people. And that inspires me because I think that we can make a difference. We don't think we're in a place to do that yet.
And I like that all three of the ones that you mentioned were inspiring to you are people that are doing something for somebody else. And I don't think there's enough of that. And it's beautiful. And I love that that's who inspires you. Because sometimes when I ask my students, it's like the richest, the most famous, like whoever's got the most followers, like that's who they're striving to be, not here's this person that is helping all these people. And I think we need that shift. And I love that I feel like most of the people in my life, like you're a giver, a lot of the people around me are, and that's what brings me joy. And so I really thank you that you took time out today. It's not like I can pay you.
Thank you. This was an honor. What a beautiful surprise to get to do this and participate in this project.
Thank you for coming on today, Miss Aileen Cruz. And have a blessed day.
Yeah.